Today's lesson, basicity of acids. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to measure basicity of acids through chemical reactions. So, let's begin. First of all, let's try to know about sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, when it is dissolved in water, it produces only one hydroxide ion. At the same time, it produces sodium ion. Similarly, potassium hydroxide in water produces only one hydroxide ion. At the same time, it produces potassium ion. As these bases produce one hydroxide ion, that is why these bases are called monoprotic base or monoacidic base. Mono means one. Here, this one hydroxide ion neutralizes one proton and produces water molecule. As it neutralizes one proton, that is why these bases are called monoprotic bases. These are monoprotic bases or monoacidic bases. Basicity of hydrochloric acid. Let's see what is the basicity of hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide and produces sodium chloride and water. In this reaction, we see that hydrochloric acid neutralizes 1 mole of sodium hydroxide base. That means 1 mole of hydrochloric acid neutralizes 1 mole of sodium hydroxide. That is why basicity of hydrochloric acid is 1. Basicity of sulfuric acid. Let's see. Sulfuric acid reacting with sodium hydroxide base forms sodium sulfate and water. If this reaction is balanced, then here sodium 2 atoms, here 1 atom. So here 2 is put. Now in this reaction we see that 1 mole of sulfuric acid neutralizes 2 moles of sodium hydroxide base. That is why basicity of sulfuric acid is 2. So here it will be 2. Now let's see basicity of phosphoric acid. H3PO4 reacting with sodium hydroxide base forms sodium phosphate and water. When this reaction is balanced, then we get here sodium atoms 3, here 1. So there will be 3 here. In this reaction, we see that 1 mole of phosphoric acid neutralizes 3 moles of sodium hydroxide. That is why basicity of phosphoric acid is 3. Here actually 3 hydrogen atoms of phosphoric acid is ionizable. That is why its basicity is 3. Basicity of acetic acid. This is acetic acid, reacts with sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide and forms potassium acetate. And water is formed. In this reaction, we see that acetic acid neutralizes 1 mole of potassium hydroxide. That is why basicity of acetic acid is 1. Though it contains 4 hydrogen atoms, but it produces only 1 proton after ionization. This hydrogen is acidic hydrogen. That is why basicity of acid is 1. Now basicity of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a kind of acidic oxide. Now let's see what is the basicity of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide reacting with sodium hydroxide forms sodium carbonate and water. Here we see that in the product there are 2 sodium atoms. To balance, 2 is put here. That means here 1 mole of carbon dioxide neutralizes 2 moles of sodium hydroxide. That is why basicity of carbon dioxide is 2. Basicity of phosphorus pentoxide. Let's see. Phosphorus pentoxide reacts with sodium hydroxide and forms sodium phosphate and water is formed. Here 2 phosphorus atoms, here 1. So here 2 is put, but now sodium atoms 6. So here 6 is put. 6 hydrogen atoms, now 6 hydrogen atoms. Here we see that 1 mole of phosphorus pentoxide neutralizes 6 moles of sodium hydroxide. That is why basicity of phosphorus pentoxide is 6. Basicity of hypophosphorous acid. This is hypophosphorous acid that reacts with sodium hydroxide, and as a result sodium hypophosphite is formed, and at the same time water is formed. Here 1 mole of hypophosphorous acid neutralizes 1 mole of sodium hydroxide. That is why basicity of hypophosphorous acid is 1. Here structure formula of hypophosphorous acid is like this: phosphorus, oxygen, here hydrogen, H3P O2. Here, this hydrogen is only ionizable, and hypophosphorous acid produces only one proton, though it carries three hydrogen atoms, but it produces only one proton. That is why basicity of hypophosphorous acid is 1. This is all about basicity of acids. Now today, thank you very much.